Are you feeling the presence of the rose in your life, in your heart, blossoming and awakening in your field? What does that mean? What can you do with that? Why is that happening? Hi everyone, my name is Bianca. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and comment whenever you feel inspired to comment. Today I want to talk more about the rose. As you can see from my YouTube channel, I speak a lot about the rose because I truly feel honored and devoted to the emergence of rose consciousness in our collective right now. And I feel deeply connected to it and here to share the wisdom of her as a devotee of her wisdom. So what does it mean, and why is this blossoming of the rose happening? Perhaps you're connecting more to the essence of the rose, roses as you're passing by, or maybe you're really feeling the rose as a spiritual guide that's opening up in your heart, and that's very beautiful and happening right now because perhaps you're aware, if you're watching this, you're part of a movement of the collective awakening of our humanity. And with that comes beautiful guides and tools to support the frequency shift that we are embodying as human beings. And the rose as a portal, as a yantra, as they say in Sanskrit, is a powerful technology to support us in elevating our consciousness. I very deeply feel with the eclipse portal that we just moved through last month, there was a huge surgence of rose consciousness awakening in people's hearts. And I received so many messages from people saying, what does it mean that the rose is awakening within me? Thank you so much for sharing about it, because somehow the rose is summoning me. And there's not a ton of information out there. There is slowly more and more as people start to awaken to this rose consciousness, acknowledge that it's a thing, honor that it's a thing, and start to just really own and receive permission to go deeper and expand more into what this all is about. For me, much alike to the frequency of Christ consciousness that's awakening on our planet, Christ consciousness being really another word for the frequency of unconditional love that is emerging on our planet right now. The rose also holds Christ consciousness, unconditional love consciousness. And as she appears in our life, it's almost as if we're receiving this permission, this energetic template, this energetic blueprint to awaken ourselves to more vastness, to expansion, to step out of the per se mundanity of everyday life and connect deeper with spirit, with soul, with that greater orchestration of life that's happening all around us all the time. There's so many ways to go with this, but I really wanted to make this video to support those people who are feeling a call to the rose, to understand what that means, and number two, see how you can continue to nourish and work with the presence of the rose in your life to perhaps invite it in more deeply and see what wants to be birthed and received, exchanged with the guide of the rose. So as I said, the rose is perhaps becoming more present in your life because she's carrying with her a very important message. One of the very essence and truth of our humanity, which is that of Atman, of Brahma, of the Om, which these are all words that describe the really infinite nature of our humanity, of our existence. All those words were in the Sanskrit language because there's a complete deep knowledge of the encompassing, omnipresent essence of all, which we are all connected to. In English, it's hard to summarize that in one word. The best word I personally feel resonant with is God, is how do we connect with God? And sometimes I use that word with just awareness because God can have different meanings to different people. For me, God really means that overriding consciousness, the essence of all our hearts, the divine, the sacred. So the rose is emerging within us to be a support in our expansion and connection to that all that is, to God, to unconditional love, back to our hearts. And she emerges often within our hearts. The heart is the gateway for her to emerge. So why is she emerging? Because it is the time, it is the foretold, prophesized moment in time right now that a mass awakening of human consciousness is happening as predicted in cultures and prophecies all around the world. It's happening right now. And we're part of it. And because of that, we're having different little angels, different little frequencies, different inputs from our celestial star brothers and sisters, Earth Mother coming forward to expand us out of perhaps the realm of what we were perceiving life with before. So the lens through which we were seeing life, beautiful, thank you for serving us. And through this expansion awakening, we are receiving the tools. We're receiving basically just the frequency shift to expand even wider, greater, beyond that perspective. And the rose comes in really as an energetic template, energetic frequency to support that expansion in sight. And often when we have to move through the passage of expanding our vision and expanding our life and expanding our sight, we're being asked to also make certain choices and decisions which allow that new reality into our life. And I really feel that's where the rose comes in. She comes in to awaken confidence and courage. Confidence and courage to make the decisions that perhaps were harder to make before, so that we can make the decisions that we need to make to align our life more with our truth, with our authentic path, our Dharma, the reason, purpose we came here for. So maybe you're already living in your Dharma, and maybe you are on your way. Maybe you're very aware that you perhaps are not fulfilled or satisfied in the career path, in the relationship, in your living circumstance that you're in, and something within you is starting to whisper to you and say, hey, this is not feeling 100% right. And when that feeling comes up in whatever domain it's in, we can really bring in the rose. And that's probably why the rose is coming into your world, because she's wanting to activate within you this confidence and courage to start truly honoring your truth. Because we can't show up in our highest service unless we are fully aligned with the current of our own divinity that's coming through us when we step into the light of who we truly are. And that is really what we're all being asked to do right now. And the rose comes in to support us in that reclamation. In the reclamation not only of the confidence and courage, but that is really a byproduct of remembering who we truly are. We are the divine. We are the goddess embodied. We are that sparkle of the infinite incarnate in this beautiful vehicle that we get to carry it through. And when we remember that, not just from the head, but when we have an experience of that, and that's also why right now some of you are having probably very, very spiritual experiences, esoteric experiences. We're having these experiences because it's time to awaken. And the awakening process happens when we have an experience of being the divine. To connect to something so vast, and rich, and deep within us. And when we connect to that, the rest is a natural process. When we remember that we are the divine, which is what the rose supports us in doing, then that confidence and courage comes online. Because how can you not be the creator of your life if you are the creator? If you have the experience of being the creator, if you truly feel it in every cell of your body and have that remembrance, then frequencies of shame, playing small, doubt, they simply can't exist in parallel with your own divinity. And that's where the confidence and courage comes in, because when we know we are the divine, that frequency, that emotion, that energy automatically integrates into our body, and we have the strength to make choices that perhaps previously were more difficult to make. We make choices that align our life with the current of our truth. So that is most likely why the rose is coming into your field. And the rose has been such a beautiful symbol and guardian and guide in our humanity for time immemorial. We can trace the presence of the rose for thousands of years back in different cultures, alongside different gods and goddesses, always used as a regal, royal tool of unconditional love. That core prime frequency, which lies at the core, center, and bedrock of everything and all that is. So the rose is awakening in our hearts because it's time to remember who we truly are, make decisions to bring our life into deeper alignment with who we truly are, to start living on purpose, our Dharma, and be part of the co-creation of a new earth that we are creating together. How can we invite the rose in more? Well, the rose, of course, is has symbolic significance, but she also is manifest in our reality through the flower, the rose. So when I'm working with my students, with clients, I tell them just start by preparing rose tea and having a rose tea in the morning on an empty stomach, just having a rose tea and beginning to commune with the essence of the rose. If you have space on your patio or garden, purchase a rose and grow her, tend to her. My altar always has roses on it. Start to bring the frequency of the rose herself into your field, the physical rose into your field, through tea, through the flower itself. A rose oil, anointing your body with rose oil every day before meditation or after meditation, anointing your third eye and your heart with the rose oil. The rose essential oil has the highest frequency of any other essential oil. I believe it's 320 megahertz. It's way higher than any other leaf, flower, wood, tree, anything. It's much higher. It literally is the gateway to really awaken the emotion of unconditional love, which to me is really why we're all here, to tap into that frequency and to eventually make our life an expression, fully, always an expression of that frequency. That's true mastery. It is a beautiful goal to really always be deeply anchored in the heart, patience, listening, slowly tending to life. Life is a living prayer. So these are some ways. If you don't already have a sadhana, a morning spiritual practice, a daily spiritual practice, that is something I can't sing higher enough. It's really, for me, the cornerstone of our spiritual transformation. Having that morning practice that we can commit to and arrive at our altar and just take a moment for ourselves, for our heart, for honoring the divine that lives within us and remembering that that's our nature. So with all this being said, there's lots of information all over the place. I hope it registers in some way. There's so much to share, and I'll be sharing more videos, so thank you so much. Again, my name is Bianca. For now, I will end it there. If you love this video, please give this video a like. If you like my content, the music, the musings, the rose information, Divine Feminine information, please subscribe. And if you have anything to share, comment or email me. I'm so happy always to hear from all of you. Much, much love.